And welcome to our program, Devotional on the Go, brought to you by Great Story and Meditation. And the title of our devotional is Caught in a Trap, written by James H. Park. Our text is found in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 10, and it says, "And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid, and the children of Israel cried out to the Lord." Pharaoh must have laughed out loud as his army approached the millions of slaves who had escaped his country just a few days before. After the shock of the last plague of all the firstborn being taken away, he gathered his vast army and came rushing across the desert to inflict the greatest harm upon these runaway slaves. Pharaoh knew that the Israelites had no weapons and were no match for his well-armed forces. Not only that, the multitudes had turned into a dead end and were now trapped like rats. On one side of the Israelites were high mountains, and on the other side were the vast waters of the Red Sea. They had nowhere to go, caught in a trap. They became terrified and cried out to the Lord. So all human appearances, it seemed all was lost and there was no escape. The barriers before the Israelites were just not passable, and they now all became desperate and very afraid. But God is never afraid. God always has a way out. Moses understood this and said to the people, "Do not be afraid, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today." Exodus chapter 14, verse 13. God's mighty deliverance at the Red Sea is a story that should encourage our hearts that despite the external circumstances which often seem to block our way forward, we must heed to the word of the Lord and not be afraid and stand still. We serve a big God who is bigger than any of our problems. Our Heavenly Father has thousands of ways to provide for us, of which we know nothing. Those who accept the one principle of making the service and honor of God supreme will find perplexities vanish and a plain path before their feet. The Sorrow of Ages, page 330. And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid. And the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. Exodus chapter 14, verse 10. Thank you and God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel.